We have filmed a couple of question and answer videos in recent years, and we really enjoy answering your questions and for you to get to know us a little bit more, and it's also a chance for us to be truthful and honest with you, a chance to keep things real and open up a bit. So if you're new around here, I'm Lucie and this is my husband Lahiru.
I'm like rising daddy all the time there.
We live in the south of Sri Lanka and document our life here on YouTube.
Perfect.
So subscribe if you haven't already, and of course a big thanks to our extra special supporters, our patrons and members, who with your support help to keep us creating these weekly videos. Love you guys. So we have split this Q&A into two parts as we ended up diving in deep and answering so many questions. So part 2 will be coming your way very, very soon. Good morning everyone. We've had a bit of a slow morning today because the weather is so awful. Actually, I spent most of my morning editing videos and I've just finished up the change of layout video, which I absolutely love. It was really fun to knock that horrible toilet block down. And then Lahiru made us a really lovely, delicious breakfast, which was like a traditional Sri Lankan dish, which is chickpeas, kadla with garlic and coconut. So healthy. We're actually trying to focus on what we're putting into our bodies at the moment because we got a bit slack. When we're so busy, we just don't have enough time to prepare food, but we've been really sick recently. First, we had the really horrible virus that was going around. It knocked me out. I was so sick for ages, and because I pushed myself at the start of the illness, I didn't recover very quickly. It took ages to get over it. Then after that, I got this trapped nerve for 3 days in my chest. It was absolute agony. I was up at night time crying. I couldn't sleep because it was so painful to lie down. And then once I'd recovered from that, we just got this second virus that's coming through Sri Lanka at the moment. I don't know, it seems like as soon as the monsoon season has come, there's all these viruses going around Sri Lanka. Well, we're getting over that now. We both had it, but Lahiru had it so bad. I've never seen him so bad. He literally looked like a zombie and suffering from fever and body aches and really bad chest. Really serious. So glad that's over. So yeah, we're trying to take care of our bodies. So having a slow day today is much needed. The weather is just ridiculously rubbish. And we thought it would be really fun to make a question and answer video. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm really excited to answer some of your questions because you sent us some really good ones actually. I asked on the YouTube community page and also on Instagram stories, and you guys delivered some really good questions. So really excited to answer those throughout the day. And hopefully the rain stops so we can go travel about a bit and do a kind of day in the lifestyle thing. Okay, we're going to start answering all your questions. It's still raining outside, so we just thought we'd come chill on the sofa with a cup of tea and this annoying bird that's in the tree and get answering these questions. So I put them into categories. So we've got relationship, family, house, travel, work and lifestyle. So I think that will help to yeah, I don't know, there were so many questions and I tried to keep in as many as possible and put them together. So first question is, how did we both meet? Everyone asked this question.
The Sri Lankan animal is choice and the disabled compound. Lucie coming and volunteer.
Yeah, I was volunteering. I came in March 2020 and my original plan was just to volunteer there for 10 days and then we met. Shoe Vlogs asks, as you two are from 2 different countries, how you guys manage the language barrier? You are so lovely. And then a few other people also ask, how do you two communicate and what it's like being married and having a language barrier. Looks so fascinating and dreamy.
Something you're learning.
Yeah, I think every day we're still learning And also I want to touch on this because a lot of people think that we can't talk to each other, which would be really weird if we were in a relationship and we couldn't speak. But I think especially when you're on camera, you're really shy. Like you don't talk how you would normally talk in person on the camera. I think that's just still a confidence thing that he's working with. Like for me, it's really easy to speak on camera, but for you, you're not gonna speak normally to the camera. So it looks like that you can't speak English when you actually can. Yeah, in terms of our communication, we're actually really good. And we have our own little Singlish language, like we mix it together, don't we? And we just understand each other. I guess we have our own little language that we just understand. It just works. Another question is, how did you fall for him as a foreigner visiting his country? And why did you fall in love with Lahiru? Was it love at first sight? Ooh, I think it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, it's only.
That's why I wanted these kind of questions, because it makes you think. I really don't like the term, you're a foreigner in his country. Like, I just think it's so bizarre, and it seems to be such a big thing in Sri Lanka that you're a foreigner, you're a sudi. It's really annoying me. We'll get onto that later, I think. But yeah, why did I fall in love with Lahiru? Like, he's amazing. Just amazing at everything. You've probably seen in all of our videos, he's good at everything, except for being a navigator whilst driving cars.
No, he's looking this map mad.
But otherwise he's really good at everything, super passionate and caring. And was it love at first sight? Yeah, like I don't know why, but it was annoying and I couldn't stop. There was just this immediate connection and I kept telling myself, like, stop it, but there was a magnet. I felt this magnet even though we couldn't speak to each other at all and you were super shy, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, there was like an instant love at first sight. Sorry. Sick. What values make you two compatible? What are the same items that you two think differently about? Keep up the good work.
This language different and this color different.
It's a really hard question to explain. What values make you two compatible? So we're both caring about animals.
Yeah.
We're both vegan. We both want to give a positive impact towards those that need help. So like the street animals, we both have the same outlook to help them and rescue them. I think we both have the same energy and what we put out into life. And what outlook we have on life, and I don't know, how we just perceive everything, and our morals, how we believe people should be treated, and yeah, I think that's what makes us compatible. We are very much the same. And then what's our differences? What do we think differently about? Like, what don't we agree with? We have difference in opinions of anything?
Nothing, yeah.
I mean, like some house renovation things, for example, we have a difference in opinion. So, but then we just come together and we talk it through, and then we put the two opinions together, and it just makes it work. Someone says, "Do you guys fight at all? Do we argue?" You can answer honestly. It's fine.
Sometimes it's angry, only for a little time, and relax.
I think Lahiru's got this way, like when you know him and you're really close with him, he does this thing where he doesn't think about how he speaks sometimes. So this is like, it could cause an argument because I found it a bit weird at the start. That's just how he speaks. So now you're learning to, I don't know, like lower your voice. Not that you shout, but it's just the way that you speak. Like we never really have any arguments. And I think if we did, it would be communication error on both of our parts. Because I think sometimes we think the other person can read our mind, but we can't. So we have to explain, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer to explain because of the difference in language. And we're still learning. Like sometimes I say something in English that you don't understand, and I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't taught you about that yet.
It's no good man and this fighting and fight. It's no nice.
Yeah, we're a team, so we don't really fight that much. Like, actually we don't fight. We're just a strong team. I think we always think about that. We're each other's biggest support, so there's no reason to fight or argue. Someone asked, do you find your husband handsome? Of course I do. Stupid question. How can I not think he's handsome? Sorry, it started raining heavy again, so we're closing the window. Oh yeah, that's better. And the last question, which I think is a really good question, there's two questions. Tell us about the challenges of being in an interracial relationship. What are the nice things to be in an interracial What are the nice things to be in an interracial relationship? And what are the challenges as an interracial couple? Would like to know because I am in the same boat. How has it been hard for us being in the relationship that we're in because of the colour of our skin and the difference in place we come from?
Are you matter?
Well, for us, that's obviously how we see it. And I was thinking when I read this question that when we first started being together, it didn't even cross my mind that we were different in those categories.
Yeah.
Like I never even thought, oh, he's a black guy, I'm a white girl.
Yeah.
Like I never even thought, and I didn't even think that we would get any comments about it. Like I don't know why, I just was really naive that I thought that no one would comment about our differences. It was actually a really big shock at the start of our relationship when we started putting it on YouTube and we were making videos together. The amount of horrible comments we got, we've spoken about this before because we just feel it's right to be open about it and talk about it because it's something that's really affected us and it affects so many people who are in the same kind of relationship as us. And it's really awful for people to have such a disgusting opinion because people are in a relationship, sorry, and they're different colour. Like it doesn't matter, like you said, it doesn't matter the colour or where you're from, as long as you love each other and you care for each other, then it shouldn't matter. But like, despite all of the bad things that we've had because of the colour of our skin and all those horrible comments, like now I'm so over it, I don't care, like I laugh at the comments. The amount of good that's come from it. We've met so many people and so many people have messaged me actually that they're also with a Sri Lankan or they're with someone of a different colour. I hate that expression as well, like it doesn't matter about our colour, but whatever. And it's nice to be able to connect in that way and to have like that kind of community because those people also understand what we've been through, you know? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but there have been challenges. And now also I think back then it was like everyone could have their opinion and because they probably thought we weren't serious or that we were using each other or whatever. But now that we're married and it's like, this is real for us, this is our life, now I think that their opinions are even more invalid.
Yeah.
So they're just wasting their time commenting these horrible things just because we have difference in skin colour. Yeah. And also, to reflect on a nice thing about being in an interracial relationship, I think there's so much more to learn from each other. Yeah. You know, I'm always learning something new about you and new about your culture and country, and same for you to me. Like you've never been to England and you've got that ahead of you at some point. Like hopefully at some point in the future you'll come to England and you'll learn all about where I've come from, and I think that's what's really, really interesting. And I'm like, even today, what did I ask you? Oh, about the coupler dish. Right. I wanted to know, oh, is this a traditional Sri Lankan breakfast? Like it's something I'm always learning about. You wouldn't necessarily have that if you weren't in an interracial relationship because you're from the same place. So I don't know, I think there's always something to learn and it keeps it interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? For the family category. This first one's a question for me. Do you miss your country? Do I miss England? You know what? I sometimes do miss England for certain little things. Like the ease of getting vegan alternatives to satisfy craving. It's just really nice to be able to go in a shop in England and have like a mass selection of vegan food. Obviously I miss my family in England because they're there, but what's really nice is that my parents come to Sri Lanka once a year, so I do get to see them. I miss my home area, like we're from the countryside, and the summer days where it's just a really nice temperature, and I just miss that homely feeling sometimes, but I don't miss it as much because we've now got this home here, so this is my home. So the homely feeling is now, when I think I'm missing home, it's because I'm missing here. Like, I just look forward to coming home here every day and getting into bed, and that's my home. And next question is for me again, sorry Ruth. Why did you leave your comfortable life there? I wouldn't say that my life was comfortable in England, and when I was back in England, I was only there working for 6 months, and I was slaving away to get money to save up enough money to go and travel again because I didn't want to stay in England. And I just always had this thing where in England I just was never fully happy. I don't know what it was, but I wouldn't say that I left a comfortable life in England because I worked so hard. Okay, this is like the question that we've got the most questions about, and that is, are you planning to start a family, and how many kids would you like? Do we want to have babies? 2
babies, 1 boy, 1 girl.
One day we'd like to start having a family, but we're not rushing it. We're not like, we have to have our baby now. We've got some plans for the future, so having a baby like right now would not work. Ooh, was Lahiru married before?
Yeah? No? How do you speak this first?
Just someone.
Sorry. One lover. Only one lover. Sweet Lucie.
So this is a few questions in one. So Monica Hall, she asked, you guys are such a sweet, loving and inspirational couple. Is Lahiru's family supportive of your marriage? Does he have siblings? Do you have brothers and sisters? And are they close? Will they ever visit and allow you to do a video to post on YouTube? Have you met Lahiru's family or friends? Could you do a video of going to Lahiru's childhood places? When will you get to meet your in-laws, Lucie, which is Lahiru's side of the family? Loved your honeymoon travel videos. My question is, do you and Lahiru have siblings? And someone else says, I would like to know about Lahiru's family and where is he from in Sri Lanka? That's quite a lot in one. We didn't have any problems with our family in terms of us being in a relationship or us getting married. But it wasn't as though we like asked our parents for consent, our families for consent. Like it was our opinion, and our families are really great in that situation, that they didn't have a opinion that would sway our decision.
I'm no ask this family this me marry Lucie.
Yeah, I didn't ask my parents either, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
I think they probably knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So we didn't need to ask.
Organize.
Yeah, we organise it. And also, like, speaking to some people, it's very much a thing in Sri Lanka that you have to get permission from your family. Like, your parents have to agree to the person that you're marrying. Do you have siblings?
Mother, she had 2 sisters.
2 sisters?
Yeah, 2 sisters. 1 sister married.
Actually, quite a few people ask if we can, like, video your family and put them on YouTube, but we haven't even asked. Like, that would be a bit weird, I think. But maybe one day they'll appear on a vlog at some point. I mean, they were in our wedding video, of course, so...
Yeah, it's my family wedding video.
Yeah. Have you met Lahiru's family or friends? Yes, I've met some of his family. When will you get to meet your in-laws, Lucie? So I think they're meaning in terms of your parents, so your mum and dad. When will I get to meet your parents? Never.
Never happened.
Never happened. Maybe it will happen one day. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
No.
You don't want to say anything?
No.
I think Lahiru's family life is something he wants to keep personal and doesn't want to just talk about on YouTube for everyone to hear about, because it's something he would like to just keep private, and I completely respect that. And also, where are you from in Sri Lanka?
Ahmedabad.
Okay, so you grew up in Ahmedabad and you went to school in Ahmedabad.
You know, the me go 3 schools.
3 schools?
Yeah, Veligama and Ahmedabad. It's not the place, Kande.
Oh.
Then 3 schools.
3 schools?
Yeah.
And you didn't complete any of them?
No.
And And then Leona Romani, I think that's how you say your name, sorry if I got it wrong. Lucie and Lahiru, I love your videos. I look forward to watching them every week. I hope they never stop. Do you plan on continuing to work at the animal shelter once you start a family? And will you be schooling your children in Sri Lanka? Where are Lahiru's mother and father? We didn't see them at your wedding. And what happened to the guinea fowl you bought? Obviously we're not going to be able to like have a baby and still work at the sanctuary full time, because that wouldn't be possible. I mean, it would be amazing to carry a baby around in a sling whilst working with 2,000 dogs, but not very practical. And in terms of schooling our children in Sri Lanka, like obviously we're probably going to be staying in Sri Lanka, so they will get schooling here, but in terms of what schooling, we haven't thought about it, to be honest, because we're not at that stage. But I really like the idea of educating children through experiences. For example, what I learned in school in England, I didn't really take much of that away with me. Like some of the things we got taught was just pointless and meaningless, and instead I would have learned so many other things in school, like that would actually matter as you're growing up, like for example mortgages, finance, business, like how to start your own business. It's things like that, where instead of algebra and how to use pi, like stupid things. Where are Lahiru's mother and father? We didn't see them at the wedding, but we just spoke about that. That's a private matter. What happened to the guinea fowl you bought? We still have her. This funny little thing. She's really loud. But yeah, she's fine, she's happy, she's with our other chickens. Coggy's just chilling on the bed. It's a rainy day.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, the next questions is related to our house. Okay, so when do you think you'll be done with the house renovations? When will the house renovations be finished?
I don't know. Maybe 1 year.
1 year? I think it's never ending.
Yeah.
The thing that I remember my mum and dad telling us when we bought this house was, you'll never be finished with home renovations. It will literally be ongoing all the time, and there will always be something you want to work on and repair. So yeah, I don't think it will ever be finished, but maybe I think in like a year or two. No, it's not finished. We've not finished. We haven't done the balcony thing or this balcony thing or any of the electrics. I don't think it'll ever be finished. Maybe in like 1 or 2 years' time, we'll be at a better place with our renovations. But I feel like now we've kind of taken, like, we're slowing down. Yeah. Because we've gone through these big renovations and it's wiped us out. So I think we want to focus on like the smaller little projects on the house, but then also be focusing on other things in our life as well. You ready for the next question? Where are you? What are you doing? Pishala, if that's how you say your name. Dear Lucie, I hope you are doing great. I just had to reach out and tell you that I stumbled upon one of your videos, and I must say I've been completely addicted to watching them. I've watched every video you've uploaded in Sri Lanka, and your honeymoon video series is an absolute delight. Well, thank you so much for your nice comment. That's amazing. Words can't even express how much I enjoy them. I have a couple of questions for you. Firstly, I was wondering if you have completed the house renovation. If so, I would love to see a full house tour video, and so many other people are asking for an updated house tour video. Okay.
Maybe coming soon.
Maybe. Yeah, we've still got some other projects we want to work on before we release an updated house tour video, because then I think it would make a more complete house tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really want to bring another house tour video to you guys, and it's like our most asked question on like every video we get asked for a house tour video too. Hopefully we can bring one to you very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
Okay, so we are heading out for a spot of lunch. We're going on a lunch date. And we're going to get some shopping. Maybe go to the beach. Talking about lunch and food, someone asked a question. What would you prefer for breakfast? Pancakes or rice and curry? So you're sticking to your Sri Lankan roots. I have to go with pancakes. all the time. Pancakes for breakfast, lunch and dinner. I do love rice and curry, but oh my god, pancakes. Pancakes!
I'm like rice and curry all the time there.
I like rice and curry! It's so nice that the rain has stopped and there's blue skies and it feels like we're living in Sri Lanka again. We just come to the beach because we thought we'll come to the beach first just in case it starts raining again. And we come to this area we've never been to because there's always usually loads of people. But there's no one here today, so having a little explore of our local area. Wow! Oh wow! Why have we never been here before? This is so nice. Rue's really struggling again. He's super sick, so he was doing better this morning, but now it's all coming back to him again. Buddy Guinea. This is travel related now, okay? So there's a couple of questions like, do you both have a plan to travel all over the world and vlog? And do you have any plans to travel to another country with Lahiru?
Yeah, this is our plan, yeah.
Yeah, we do have plans to travel. We've got some exciting plans coming up for the end of this year and next year. We are going to be going to India in October, hopefully. That is the plan, but if you know us, our plans always change. So we hope to go to India in October, like end of October, November. And then what else are we planning on doing? April, we want to go somewhere in Asia. Maybe
Malaysia.
Borneo, Malaysia, yeah. And then in June we got our Bali trip, which we're actually doing with some of you guys, our subscribers. So we launched that on, when was it? The 22nd. So tickets are available. So if you want to come and travel with us around Bali for 1 week, then definitely book on for that because that's really exciting. That's going to be in June 2024. Okay, so next question. We've actually had a few quite similar. So, Bridget M says, Lucy, when can you show your homeland UK to Lahiru? Can you get a visa more easily now? Someone else says, dear Lucy, I've watched so many of your videos and love them to bits. You've been living in this country for nearly 3 years and you call this place my home. Would you ever want to go back to your home country with Lahiru? And someone else asked, will you and Lahiru be making your home here in Sri Lanka forever? Or will you sometime later be going back to the UK? And also about UK citizenship for Lahiru.
I'm excited going there.
Yeah, I hope that one day we'll be able to get Lahiru to England. I think I've been really scared with the last visa process that we went through for you.
Yeah.
And that was only for 2 weeks. And that was a nightmare and heartbreak, and it was a waste of money and time. But maybe now that we're married, that it will be easier to get you there for a tourist visa. In terms of like, are we going to be living in Sri Lanka forever or returning to the UK? I don't see myself returning to the UK and living there, but that's just how I feel currently. Maybe in many years' time we want to go to UK. I don't know, it's hard to say, but I just feel like Sri Lanka is our home, you know? We've got our home here, and I just see that Sri Lanka is our base, and that we can still travel but always return home to Sri Lanka. And in terms of citizenship for Lahiru in the UK, I have no clue. I'm sorry, I have some questions where people ask how does a Sri Lankan get a citizenship for the UK? I honestly don't know. We haven't even looked into it ourselves. It's just not something we're actually thinking about. But you want to go to the UK, Roo?
Yeah, I'm excited. Your mom and papa.
I think it'll be really exciting for you to learn like where I came from and why I think the way that I do, and just to see the difference between Sri Lanka and England. There's so many differences, so that's something we're always saying, like when we're driving on the road or if we're talking about something specific, it's like, oh well, we do this in the UK and it's different to how you do it in Sri Lanka. So
yeah, let's go find the food. Really hungry.
Oh my god, Ray. I feel like you're staying strong for the video, but really you just want to crash. Okay, so we've just come somewhere for rice and curry.
I'm like rice and curry all the time there.
And we thought we'd answer another question. If you hadn't met Lahiru, would you have continued to stay in Sri Lanka, or would you have gone back to England? And then someone follows that to say, and if I may add, or would you travel again? So I thought that was a really good question. It's actually really hard to say, obviously. I'd like to think that I would have stayed in Sri Lanka because obviously I'm connected to Sri Lanka because of Lahiru, but I'm also connected because of the country and I love it so much, and Animal SOS is such a big part of my life as well. I think I would have stayed here and stayed on at Animal SOS if I hadn't have met you, just because I love it at the sanctuary so much. But yeah, those were really good questions. Who takes care of the dogs, cats, chickens when you've gone for such a long time?
This is my friends.
Lasantha, he always looks after them. He stays there every night, and obviously we pay him, so it's really nice that we can support him financially as well when we go away. So it's like an extra little income for him that he's house sitting and animal sitting too, and he really loves it. He's super passionate about our animals, and he loves animals anyway. He works at the sanctuary too. So yeah, he's a great guy and we trust him. We don't trust many people, but he has our trust. So that's who looks after our animals. So don't worry, don't think we're abandoning them when we go away every now and again. And also just to touch on that, that our animals are really amazing. They're not pedigree animals, well, Azora is pedigree, but you know what I mean? They're street animals. They're super strong and independent, and it's not like they're so needy and they have to be with us all the time. They can be left on their own. And I think that's what's nice about rescuing them, is we're rescuing them from an unsafe environment on the streets where they could suffer from abuse, neglect and trauma. And they're in a safe environment. They're in our house, in our garden. So we feel comfortable that we can leave them in the hands of people we trust. Oh, it really smells like ginger tea. It's going to be good for you. It will make you feel better. Gordak rasai, Thomas Lucie. Okay, and there's a couple more questions related to travel, and they're aimed at me, so I thought I would answer them now. We've got, sun is out, it's lovely now. What made you want to visit Sri Lanka initially? What stood out more about Sri Lanka than other countries in Southeast Asia, for example? I originally wanted to come to Sri Lanka because of Animal SOS, so it was at the top of my bucket list of places to go, and wherever I travel, I like to volunteer in all the countries basically and get to know about the work that people are doing to help the animals in every country. I've known about Animal SOS for a really, really long time, and I just never got to the point of visiting here or Sri Lanka. So when it got to the point where I had the chance to travel on my own, I picked Sri Lanka as my top destination, and I just booked a flight and yeah, came here basically. Before I came to Sri Lanka, it was before COVID and before there was an economic crisis. So I feel like Sri Lanka was more appealing back then than it would be now for some people. So I get loads of comments where people are asking me, is it safe to travel to Sri Lanka? Is it okay? Like, how is the situation here? And 100% I say come and travel to Sri Lanka because it is an amazing country. I don't know what stood out more. I guess like what you see on social media, like Instagram and TikTok, you see all the beautiful paradise idyllic places to go and travel, and I think before I came to Sri Lanka is how I still think of Sri Lanka now. Like, Sri Lanka is a mix between India and Thailand. Like, it's less extreme than India and it's less touristy and well off than Thailand, so it's somewhere in the middle. I think is a really good way of looking at it. And yeah, Sri Lanka is just amazing. Why wouldn't you want to come here? Next question, what did you do, Lucie, before you started traveling? What made you quit your job and start traveling? So I've always like worked to travel. I work and build up money, and then with that money that I've saved would then go and travel and volunteer and tried to make my savings last as long as possible. So that's what I've always done basically. When I was working in England, I'd always work in hospitality. So I'd be working in a pub or restaurant or bar. I'm actually really passionate about that. I really love that aspect of it as well. And I do miss having that kind of job where I get to like serve tables and meet people and give them a happy dining experience. Yeah, I do really like that kind of thing, and that's what I did back in England. So before I came to Sri Lanka, I was working in London, in Camden specifically, at a vegan pizza restaurant, which is absolutely incredible. It's the best vegan food I've ever eaten, probably. Best vegan cheese, absolutely love it. Even to this day I rave about it. It's Purezza. You can go and visit them in lots of different locations throughout England now. They're really well known. And yeah, so I was working there and it was amazing. I had a really lovely time. I had a really good group of friends who were also like-minded like me. So yeah, I just worked for, I think it was the 6 months. Just kept working and working and working, picked up all the hours I could get, and that got me the money to come to Sri Lanka and travel. And what made me quit my job and start traveling? Well, it was because I went through, Betty! It was because I went through a big life change. If you've watched many videos back, years back, you'd know that this YouTube channel was in a different position than it is now, and it's following my life, you know, it's the story of my life. And that stage changed for me, and I got really depressed, and I was severely depressed, and yeah, I had to get out of England. I had to run away, I had to escape. So that was my way of running away, was booking a ticket to Sri Lanka. So, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So thank goodness that that life stage happened for me, and thank goodness that that did what he did, because it got me to where I am today. And I'm so thankful, so grateful, because oh my god, I don't know where I would be now if that didn't happen. I'd probably be severely unhappy and blinded, and yeah, look at me now, look at my life now. Like, it's just so crazy how life works. See you in a few days' time for part 2.